Kingsley Preparatory Academy was a school for the privileged, a polished sanctuary nestled in the green hills of suburban Maryland. It was the kind of place where money moved silently, power lingered in last names, and appearances meant everything. For decades, the unwritten rules at Kingsley dictated who rose, who bowed, and who vanished. But on one particular Tuesday, everything changed, because on that day, the school's most infamous bully chose the wrong girl to mess with, and her name was MIRA Knight. MIRA had turned the corner of the east hallway with her backpack slung over one shoulder, her earbuds tucked in but silent, mentally reviewing logarithmic equations for her upcoming AP calculus quiz. She was focused, calm, and completely unprepared for the storm that awaited her. Standing dead center in the hallway, like a character from a teen movie, was Preston Langford. Preston was tall, 6 feet 1 inch, with sun-bleached blonde hair and a sculpted build that screamed varsity lacrosse. His arrogance wasn't just cultivated, it was inherited. His family name decorated one of the library wings. His father had once sat on the school's board. Preston wasn't just another student, he was a legacy, and that made him dangerous. MIRA saw him too late to turn around. A few scattered students glanced at them but quickly diverted their eyes. At Kingsley, everyone knew the golden rule. If Preston picked a target, you stayed out of it. Silence was safety. Well, look who wandered into the wrong hallway, Preston said, his voice dripping with mockery as he leaned against the lockers like he owned them. MIRA tightened her grip on her backpack and exhaled quietly. Move, Preston. I don't have time for this. That wasn't the answer he wanted. His smug grin widened. Is that how you talk to me? You don't belong here, Knight. This school wasn't built for people like you. Then, without waiting for a response, he shoved her shoulder, not hard, just enough to send a message. MIRA stumbled slightly. She didn't fall. She straightened, and in that instant, her calm snapped into something colder, clearer. You really don't want to do this, she said quietly. Preston scoffed. What are you going to do? Cry to the dean? Go ahead. He shoved her again, harder this time. Phones came out. Students circled silently, recording what they assumed would be another instance of Preston getting away with it. But MIRA wasn't anyone's victim. She dropped her backpack. In one fluid motion, MIRA stepped forward, grabbed Preston's wrist, pivoted on her heel, and flipped his entire body over her shoulder. He landed flat on the marble floor with a sound that echoed down the corridor like thunder. Preston Langford, the golden boy of Kingsley, was on the ground, staring at the ceiling, dazed, humiliated. For the first time in Kingsley's memory, silence reigned in that hallway, not out of fear, but out of shock. Then someone whispered, "Did you see that?" Another laughed. She threw him like a rag doll. A cheer erupted. MIRA calmly picked up her backpack, stepped over Preston's body, and walked away. I told you, she said over her shoulder, her voice steady. Don't push me. By lunch, the video was everywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Kingsley's unofficial social media underground had exploded. The clip was only 20 seconds long, but it was more than enough. Captions varied, but the message was the same. Rich kid gets wrecked by the black girl in AP Calc. For once, MIRA Knight wasn't invisible. People whispered when she walked by, not with judgment, but with awe. Students who had never spoken to her before suddenly slid into her DMs, asking if the video was real. A senior offered to carry her books. Someone on the debate team asked if she was free to coach hand-to-hand techniques for mock trial competitions. But not everyone was cheering. Preston Langford hadn't taken the hit well, literally or figuratively. His pride was shattered, and the whispers around school turned his walk into a walk of shame. He'd ruled Kingsley by intimidation for 3 years, and now he was a punchline. The Preston's world, built on fear and quiet obedience, was falling apart, and there was only one person to blame. The next day, Kingsley buzzed with electricity. The video had hit 2 million views on Twitter alone. Local influencers were reacting to it. One student made a remix using sound effects and dubbed it "The Fall of Preston." By second period, the meme had reached the faculty lounge. Preston kept his head down in class, but inside he was seething, humiliated, furious, and worst of all, afraid. He wasn't used to being the one everyone watched. He plotted. At noon, Amara's phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. "Meet me in the gym after school. No phones, no cameras. Let's finish this." She showed the message to her best friend, Candace, who immediately raised an eyebrow. "This feels like a trap." "I know," Amara replied. "You're not going, right?" Amara stood, slipped her phone back into her pocket, and said, "Of course I'm going." By 4:15 p.m., the gym was mostly dark. The lights above cast long shadows on the hardwood floor. The air was cool, still, and heavy with tension. Amara stepped inside, her sneakers quiet against the polished ground. She was alone, or so she thought. The door slammed behind her. "You should have walked away," Preston's voice echoed. Amara turned. He stood at the edge of the bleachers, but he wasn't alone. Behind him were Hunter Griggs and Kyle Marsh, two seniors, football players, and Preston's self-appointed bodyguards. 3 against 1? Amara said, her voice flat. "Classy." Preston stepped forward, his face twisted in rage. "This isn't about fighting. It's about respect. You embarrassed me." "I defended myself," Amara replied. "Big difference." Preston snarled. "You don't know your place." "I know it's not beneath your boot." Hunter moved first. He lunged like a defensive lineman, wide and fast. Amara sidestepped, grabbed his elbow, and drove her knee into his stomach. He collapsed. Kyle followed. He tried to bear hug her from behind. Amara ducked, twisted, and elbowed him in the ribs. He gasped, fell to his knees. Then it was just Preston. He roared and charged, his fists swinging wild. But Amara was faster, calm, calculated. She blocked, dodged, weaved. Then she struck, once to the chest, once to the knee. He buckled. She grabbed his hoodie and brought him down again, this time flat on the gym floor, right under the Kingsley mascot banner. He groaned. Amara stood over him. "This is your last warning," she said. "You touch me again, I'll make sure the whole world sees what's left of your pride." She turned, walked to the exit, and left them lying there, 3 boys in a gym full of shadows. The next day, no one spoke to Preston, not even his inner circle. Rumors spread that he was transferring. Others said his parents were threatening legal action. But most students didn't care anymore. They had a new ruler. Amara didn't ask for a crown, she didn't need one. But Kingsley had changed, and so had she. In the weeks that followed, teachers quietly thanked her in passing. Students who'd once looked past her now sought her out. She joined the martial arts club. She got invited to speak at the Women of Power Assembly. Colleges sent new interest letters to her. As for Preston Langford, he did transfer, quietly, shamefully. He left behind a shattered reputation and a legacy of fear that dissolved with one slam to the floor. Amara's victory wasn't just personal, it was symbolic. Sometimes the fight you don't want is the one that defines you. And sometimes the person no one sees coming is exactly who the world needs. Because the throne at Kingsley wasn't meant to be ruled by cruelty, not anymore. Now it belonged to a girl who carried herself with dignity, walked with focus, and fought only when pushed too far. And from that day on, every student at Kingsley Prep knew, some people you just don't mess with. In the years that followed, Amara became a beacon of strength and resilience at Kingsley. She mentored younger students, advocating for inclusivity and respect. The school implemented new anti-bullying policies inspired by her courage. Amara's actions sparked a cultural shift, transforming Kingsley from a place of silent fear to a community that celebrated diversity and stood up against injustice. Her legacy extended beyond the school walls, inspiring young people everywhere to find their voice and fight for what's right. The story of a MIRA Knight became a testament to the power of courage, proving that even in the face of privilege and intimidation, one person can change the world.